Greetings, citizens of Australia. We are Anonymous. Australians, you are officially screwed, and we are here to explain how and why. Your political masters are pushing for an Australian republic, and if you think this will not happen, think again. Anonymous can confirm that this is going to happen, and how it is going to happen is so simple that anyone capable of critical logical thinking and deductive reasoning has already figured this out. Anonymous does not wish to belittle anybody, but the truth is, many people over the last 30 years have been indoctrinated by television and left-wing lies and propaganda that it has become the accepted normality for their lives. They have been raised to be dumbed down, and this is through no fault of their own. This has been intentionally done to help facilitate the corporate elite and United Nations agenda. Some Australians think that a republic will be a good thing. Those people have no idea how wrong that statement is, and here is exactly why. The reason that the political oppressors are pushing for an Australian republic is to gain total and complete control over your way of life, and every single facet of your life, and they will be able to do it legally. The Australian Constitution is rewritten for the new republic. Anonymous can guarantee that it will not be in favour of the people, but in favour of the corporate rich and elite. The current Constitution of the Commonwealth of Australia 1901 was created as a means for the people to restrain the government. Here is the internet address to find out more information about this, and to download the true and correct Constitution, not the illegal fake and doctored copy. If the corrupted politicians get their way and get their republic, then it will make all the illegal laws that they have created in the last 50 years perfectly legal, and as things stand, they are not legal at all, and the people are waking up to this fact. There is a reason that the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Australia has not been taught in Australian schools since 1974. If the people do not know their true rights under the Constitution, which is Australia's highest law, then they can be ruled by a communist Marxist dictatorship, which is essentially what the Australian government currently is. Citizens of Australia, you are going to become a republic whether you vote for it or not, and here is the bottom line and ultimate truth as to how it will happen. You, the Australian people, will have it forced upon you. You will have no choice. The people in power have all the money. It is really that simple. To rub salt into an already open wound, you are also funding it. That bastard Turnbull is a multi-millionaire. What he has done is brought off everybody. Have you ever wondered why there's no opposition from the backbench in Parliament? Money buys entire political parties. Money buys silence. Money buys loyalty. The Turnbull slush funds have filtered from the top down throughout politics, through every party. As much as all the Australian patriots will not want to hear this, that includes Pauline Hanson's One Nation. Why else did Labour have a landslide win in the Western Australian elections? Every time you hear controversy about Malcolm Turnbull, it is nothing more than fake news being generated to distract you from his true agenda, and the fact that he is a member of the world's elite, having dealings and being funded by Goldman Sachs, as well as the Rothschild family. What the Australian people need to understand is even more truth. The Australian political left wing is everywhere. The left wing is responsible for the mass indoctrination and dumbing down of the population globally for the last 70 years. The power they hold over everything in Australia, if compared to the right wing, would be 80% for the left, and 20% for the right. If the people had not begun to wake up in the last few years, then the numbers would be higher for the left. The left has all the money, all the power. They are doing as they please, even to the extent of funding the so-called anti-fascist movement. Those people who know the truth are silenced. Many have figured out what Anonymous is telling you right now. There is a reason that the government has never been challenged and convicted of treason as they should be. Their power and their funding knows no boundaries. It has filtered down through the courts as well, which is why nothing has been done. All the judges in Australia, whether they are illegal Star Chamber courts, or even the real Commonwealth High Court, are bought and paid for by the governments over the last 70 years, and the Turnbull government is no exception. It is really that simple. There is a reason that laws were being passed without referendum for so many decades. The judges have been brought, and so was the Governor General. Everybody has been brought. You cannot bring these people to justice without a massive uprising. A mass uprising will take place, but not anytime soon. It will happen only when the lazy people who are comfortable sitting in front of their mind programming devices finally get off their couches because their rights have been taken away to the point where life will be unbearable, and join those of us who are willing to stand up. These lazy people are too complacent and simply do not care as long as nothing happens to them. These lazy people need a swift kick up the backside. Lazy people are bred by lazy parents, and the majority of them are leftists. What is happening affects everybody. We all need to stand up, not just some of us. When your new republic is implemented, you can expect some massive changes, especially in the law. The current constitution will be null and void. Your rights will be taken away. Your new president will have the power to sign away your rights with the stroke of a pen, and make new laws the same way. It will be under the guise of protecting the people from things like terrorism. If you are thinking Islamic terrorism, then guess again. Put yourselves into the mindset of a politician. The kind of terrorism we are referring to is the kind that the politicians would see as a threat to their agendas, which are things like patriots protesting for what is right, and protesting against that which seeks to take away your way of life. It is not just Islam that wants to take away your way of life, it is your political rulers as well. Your new rulers will not care what the people think, want, or feel, and they never have cared. This is why the political left gets along so well with Islam. Their goals are similar, if not the same. Islam will be defeated, make no mistake. Here is how they will be defeated. Islamic terrorism will become so bad, and the people will protest about it so much, that the government will lie to the people and convince them that if they vote for a republic that they will be given greater powers to protect the people. This is an outright lie. The laws even under the current constitution are there already. They already have that power, but it does not align with their new world order agendas. Then again, we cannot name even a single politician in the history of Australia who has any moral standard, or who has kept their election promises. Once the crooked politicians have their republic, and because Australia, in reality, does not have any kind of military to speak of, United Nations troops will be called in to instigate the rule of law. This will make the politicians look like heroes to the indoctrinated, and the patriot movement will suffer a major setback. The leftist politicians are cowards with no balls and no backbone. They are more concerned with living in fear of offensive or hurtful labels being placed upon them than actually doing the right thing. The left-wing culture of safe spaces, being called hurtful names and the blame game is outright insanity, and everybody knows it. Anonymous will never pander to this agenda. The left will only be defeated when enough of you finally decide to rise up. You will never be able to defeat them by any legal means. Anonymous has said this before, and we will say it again. Nostradamus as well as the Christian Bible predicted the following many years ago. People of all ages, rich and poor, white, brown, or black skin color alike, will be dragged out into the streets from their corporate buildings, hideouts and homes, and ultimately dealt with by the people. The right wing by nature is not racist, fascist or communist. Race, personal preference or personal beliefs does not come into it on this kind of playing field. It is simply good versus evil, black versus white. There will be no gray areas. The left will repeat the opposite again and again to their indoctrinated minions in order to play the left wing against the right wing. The right wing knows this, the left wing is deceived and lied to. The left wing is so indoctrinated to the point that even when they are exposed to the truth, They are brainwashed so much that they honestly believe that the truth they are being told are actually lies. If you ever wanted an example of Stockholm Syndrome on a mass scale, then this would be the best example in the history of our world. Even lies repeated often enough are still lies. Everything that Nostradamus and the Christian Bible has predicted has come true so far. Anonymous is not Christian by nature. Anonymous is everywhere. Anonymous is everyone who can think for themselves and spread the truth. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.